Hey, this is Dr. Paul Dyer. Welcome to Weekly Wednesday. I'd like to thank everyone for a week. Every week we come on Weekly Wednesday. You know, you can always catch me on Bridges Live and also Dr. Paul Weekly. I was just recently interviewed and I want to share that with you. So I'm going to start this in the midst of our conversation with Jeramiah Isreal on Amani Talk Radio. Amani Family Talk Radio. Excuse me. But I've been talking about living a life in a special way in a toxic tribalism. So, if you want to just join me and listen to the interview I had with Jeramiah Isreal, more than welcome. Also, I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Remember, you can catch me on drpaulholisticscience.com. You can reach me there. You can contact me there. And if any upcoming shows you want to talk about, on my Bridges Live, I do a lot of interview with a lot of people who are doing some wonderful things in our community. So come join us here on Amani Family Talk Radio and with me.
It's always been pieced together to glorify service to humanity. That's it.
Okay.
The studying of martial arts, the studying of holistic sciences, the studying of natural sciences, the study of mathematics and physics is all about bringing that all together so we can start understanding who we really are and can be.
Okay.
And this is where the awakening comes in. And this is what I want to talk about today is toxic tribalism. And
right, yes,
we have heard that what you think, what you feel, what you know, and what you project is what you are and will become, right? Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yes,
most people have heard it, read it, seen it, listened to a blog or listened to some blah, blah, blah tape, and they still don't get what they're talking about. So I'm going to talk about the science, real small, and then move it over to the living. Okay? We have all made up of the smallest matter called protons. Protons are throughout the universe, and they're connected. Since the beginning of time to the end of time, they will always be connected. Now, from our ancestors to people we don't even know yet, our protons are connected through one science of code of vibration. Our ancestors vibrate through our code. When we hear the things like our ancestors are talking to us, back in that those terms were actually true, scientifically they're true, because each proton signifies the other proton from what it remembers, from what it was genetically made in the beginning. So you
almost like a genetic memory.
Yes. The only way the proton does not enhance to be glorified, to be what it's meant to be, is if we block it by something we do from our environmental, things we've taught, I call education, and our experiences. So we can block it by dumbing down our vibration of who we are. Now, tribalism is about understanding of where you are, and who you belong to. This dates back for centuries, since any animal, and the reason why nature has such a balance, because it understands exactly their purpose. A plant would never want to be a giraffe. Never. The only difference between humans and a plant is that we have what you call consciousness and subconsciousness. And we get clogged between the hemispheres of our minds, between consciousness and subconsciousness, with constructs. construct meaning something you developed, what you believe you are. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a tall man, I'm a black man, I'm a small boy. Those are constructs to the body.
Okay.
The body doesn't generate constructs. Only consciousness does. The body only knows proton, electrons, electromagnetic fields, chemistry, endorphins. That's all it knows. The reason why it changes because of the human construct development.
Okay. Does that correlates with environment as well?
Yes. So anything you believe what your environment is doing to you is what it is doing to you. You've created that construct. So when we see a burnt up, damaged building in our neighborhood, we develop the sadness of the construct of the building. And here's the simple thing. A person would drive by who lives in the neighborhood of a burnt up building, they'll see sadness and look at our neighborhood. I'll drive by and say, I wonder how much I could buy it for. So I can do something with it. So I understand where people get their constructs from, but we need to move away from what you have experienced, developed, what you are creating for your own construct to get over, to get through. We've heard this before. Our struggles are something we created, not something that it is. Let's go back to this. Never ever saw this great old movie called The Matrix. I can't believe it's an old movie now, but it's really the same principle. You are what you think you are. Your body only responds to what you are telling it to be. So when it comes to toxic tribalism, when you start to use the word other, you've created a defensive mechanism for the chemicals in your body to respond. Once you see an ant as something of an insect or a giraffe or a lion, danger, all that stuff, now the body has to chemically react and do what it chemically is supposed to do. That's what the body does. The only way to control that, and this is where martial sciences come in, where you find your heroes and all these different miraculous things, is because we're able to tune in to that electromagnetic morphic field to not chemically dump into our bodies, so you can get through it. Does all this kind of, did I lose you a little bit?
I'm listening and taking some notes. I'm listening.
So
not bored at all. I'm listening.
When we talk about humans and metahumans, let's look at it this way. When a mother sees a child up getting ready to get hit by a car, and she has stopped the car with her hand and lift the car up to snatch the baby out, people say, well, how does that happen? Well, it happens because the body can chemically change to anything it needs to be when it has to be because of what you constructed it to be. You can tap into that anytime you want to. You have to be mindful enough, conscious enough, subconscious enough, collapsing the hemisphere to channel it, and bam. This is not something miraculous or something magical. It's something that we were built to be. And the trouble with that, when it comes to toxic tribalism, is that we dump toxins into our body to then produce a tribe of others and ourselves. We have our brothers, and I don't know. Yes. And we do it in such easy fashions, like, I don't know him, I know her. I don't know her, I know him. I like my brother, I don't like this brother. I don't like that cousin, I'm good with those cousins. This is my neighborhood, I grew up here. I don't know all these things, these teams, and I know in a human aspect, we are bogged into this. I played for this team. I like this team, and I don't like that team. So there's the constructs. That's where the chemical boundaries come in. That's where the protons of our ancestral being is trying to talk to us to break free from that. The saddest things we are is we have only words to try to describe what we really are, and even words don't do enough. You ever love a woman that says, I can't tell you how much I love you, and even that's not enough. Because words don't do it. It's an energy. It's a feeling. It's an electric feel we have. That is in our bodies.
Thank you for listening to a little bit of part of the Amani Family Talk Show. This is Dr. Paul Weekly Wednesday. I like to always keep this short and sweet. If you want to listen to more, you will have to go to Blog Talk Radio or hit me up and direct, and I will send you to the link. But it's Amani, A-M-A-N-I, Family Talk Radio. And I hope you enjoyed the little bit of pieces. But this is what I've been doing and talking about. And I hope you all wishing that God bless.